My first experience was with my niece, Nindel. She was schooling at Zawan then, and then me, I was in school too. So her second semester, I was called to go and like stay with her because the crisis was about to start, or is it that it's starting already? So I said, okay, fine. I left school and then I went to stay with her as the one, and then the experience was not funny at all. I think I became the patient because I was the one doing the crying. Then she was doing the pain, like feeling the pain, while me I was doing the crying. And I don't think I would like to have it or like see it again. And I always pray and wish that okay, God should just take it from her, and then if possible let there be miracle, because I've been hearing testimonies where SS turned to AA. So let hers too be the same. And I've been hoping and be praying that okay, God should do the same to her. Then actually I've never have the experience with her before. Like I've never seen her in the during the crisis. So seeing her in that crisis, and then like before, if I see her, she's normal, and then she do the same like the way normal people like this normal people with AS and AA we do their things. And then I was even like, before I was thinking that they don't experience any crisis or anything. It was when the thing down on her that I discovered that okay, yes, it's actually very terrible. And then I think I hardly come in contact with other people apart from her. And then I think I've seen one lady like that, but I think they are normal people too, and they do normal things, except when the crisis starts for them, that they will just have to pass through the pain. I started asking questions, like I was like, okay, is it that the SS something? Is it is it heredity kind of thing or something like that? Before, then later I got to know that okay, it's something that has to do with parents, both father and mother kind of thing. If your father is AS and then your mother is AS, and then they got married, definitely they will have an SS. But going back to biology, there's this family tree. Although I'm not a science student, but that family tree is there that okay, first child will be AA, and then second can be AS, and then the third one or fourth will be SS. But judging by her own case, it happens to be her first. So that family tree in biology, like I think God changed that side, and then instead of the AA, she's now the one with SS, and then her other siblings, they are AS. And since then, I'm very careful and mindful of anything that has to do with genotype. And if I'm going through a relationship, I'll ask like, okay, gist first, like you guys can be gisting, and then let it not go deep. From the shallow this thing, then you can ask like, okay, me, I'm like this, oh, me, I'm a spec, you, what are you? Should I like be the one to help you out of your situation or something like that? And then if you two are a spec, okay, fine, I'm good. And then later I was told that okay, it can flip. You can be AA today, and then next thing, boom, you go to check, and then they'll tell you that you're AS. And what if the other person is AS? What will you now do? Definitely separation. And then I think my cousin, him and a lady, it happens to them. He was about getting married to this lady, and then he was AA. To him, he was AA. Then to her, she was AS. And then they were compatible. They were okay. To them, they were compatible and fine. And then they allowed the love to go deep, and then to the extent that they went to pay dowry and everything. Then it was the counseling section. Then pastor asked them to go for tests, and then they were discovered AS and AS. He said fine, he will still go ahead because the love is so deep that they cannot just end it on the AS and AS kind of thing, that God will do miracle and all of those things like that, until elders sat him down and then talked to him and told him that see, and then he optioned out. But I think it's better for him because right now he's married to someone else, and then they give birth a normal child that they don't have to be crying over the child every day. And then I think for me, AS, if I should discover today that I'm AS and then my boyfriend is AS, I think no matter what it is, I have to just let go of it, because I don't want to punish an innocent child, and then I don't want to like bring something that would definitely, it's more of like my mom will say is devourer, because the little thing that you have, once their crisis start, you definitely spend on them, and the little that you have that okay maybe you want to like keep it for them or something like that, you'll be spending it on them, which is not actually. So I'm very inquisitive to like know more about it, and then if I ask, there was the time that I was told that, what is the name, that once they reach, once they pass 25, they have succeeded, like they have successfully passed the death stage or something like that. And once they are married, that and then they give birth, they will not like, is it that the blood will wash, is it that the blood will, I don't even know, because that day I told them that okay, they call it contaminated blood, but it will go out and then new one will come in, and maybe it will be of like the crisis will be mild, it's not going to be like before. And then I was told that no, like I was told no, that there's no certain stage that you pass or something like that. So I was like, okay, I've never encountered with anybody treating us as anyhow or anything. Like for my niece, me, I have a way of like telling her that, see, especially her dressing, if she dress like wearing, I'll tell her that, why are you dressing like normal human being? You're not supposed to dress like normal human being. You're supposed to dress like this and then not like this. So they always tell me that I should stop telling her like that and all of this. But I feel okay, in as much as you want to dress like okay, like every other person, you should also be conscious of it, that once this thing starts for you, it's you that will feel the pain, and then you should know how to dress and then carry yourself. I think at times she feel I'm stigmatizing her, and then she feel bad, not knowing that okay, I'm just saying it, not that I actually mean any harm to it. But we are normal, like even if I tell her and then she's angry, later I'll go and tell her that, oh sorry, and then normal, that is all. I don't think you AS and then this person AS, you have an option, because once you're married, there is no any option of like okay, you can, the only option that you have is adopting a child. And then in Africa, I think men have this way of doing things, in as much as they would like to adopt a child, it will get to some point that okay, they know that fully well they can actually impregnate a lady, and then they can have a child of their own flesh and blood. Once maybe the push from his side and then from outside will be like, you cannot give birth, like cannot have your own child, you have to go and like adopt a child and all this kind. It's not that you are important or anything, you can actually get a child of your own, and then you will see him, he will start misbehaving or something like that. The marriage will like, and then they should stop seeing that side of like love. I know that love is everything, but in marriage, although I'm not married, but I know that in marriage, there are things in marriage. Love doesn't sustain marriage, but there are other things that sustain marriage. You can get married today, and then after the marriage, you see that the love start diminishing. From there, you see patience will come in, endurance will come in, and everything that will like make the marriage work will come in. And then the love can start coming back again to like keep everything moving. That is why like okay, many marriages collapse, not because of maybe anything or anything, but that love die immediately they enter inside this thing. They tend to like not to find the love again, and then they will go their separate ways. Same thing with AS and AS. Once you're AS and this person is AS, tell yourself the truth. Go your separate ways. Impact. It cannot be of impact to the family that way. It will be of more of extorting from the family. And then I think I'm not at home. I'm with my elder brother, so she's at home. But it has not impacted the family anything. Rather, it collect from the family, because the little that you have, it will just carry it with their drugs and everything. You have to go and buy it, and then you cannot just say that okay, let her just go ahead and die. You have to definitely go and buy drugs for her to give her life back. For the fact that she's an SS, that doesn't mean that she's not to be treated like normal people. So definitely you have to spend on her. They should not give up on themselves. And then people love them. It's not that they don't love them, but everybody loves them. And then they should believe in themselves, and then they should believe in God, that yes, God works in miraculous ways. And then other people that they have testified that God has changed their stories, they too should also key into that, and then God will definitely change their own stories too. I don't know that Nigeria is even the one leading in sickle cell, but I think even if it's the one leading, it's because due to the ignorance and then the belief that some people have, even though they are not ignorant of it, they have that okay, they believe in God will change this, God will do that, God will do that. God even said that once you see fire, you should not carry yourself and carry your leg and put inside fire, because he said that he will rescue you. Once you see fire, run from that fire. Except something that you don't know of, that is when yes, but you know of this thing and then you're trying to test him. You don't test God like that. So once you know that you're AS, part way, so that you will not give birth to this thing. What is the name? SS. And the reason why Nigeria is leading is because if AS and AS marry, they have this belief, or they have this already created belief in them that okay, first child will be AA, second one can be AS, and then the third one can be AS, and then the fourth one can be SS, or the third one can be SS. So if they will say that okay, they will give birth to only 2 or 1. Once they give birth to that one, they discover that is that one that is SS, and then they will go ahead again. I have heard of one story that okay, this family, the man and the woman, they got married due to they say that love that they have for one another and all of those things like that, and then they believe that God will change their distant stories. Fine, they give birth, they say first child will be AA, first child became SS, second child they were like okay, it will be AS or anything, same thing SS, same thing SS, 4 children, all of them they are SS. So what will you say? Definitely those ones now they have been produced, and then they will be experiencing the crisis. They will grow up, and definitely they will find love, and once they find love, a spec will come, and then that spec will not be the one to marry them. Then the spec, once you marry, definitely you have AS children, and once you have AS children again, definitely another AS again, you people will be, you have touring care, and then go and marry again. You keep producing and bringing plenty children. And then another thing again is villages, the urban, the rural areas. The rural areas, they are they are very very ignorant of genotype things. And then I'm of the opinion that if we can, or if the health sector can actually do something about that by going to those rural areas and then creating awareness to people that okay, if you're getting married, even this is what is the name, later back married, you should check your genotype first before going to later back marriage or church marriage, so that it will now reduce the rate at which SS are being produced. And then I think that will be much better than. My name is Piritmwa Gotom Gozumdang, and I'm a graduate of mass communication from NT Television College, and presently I'm doing nothing but just trying to look for 1 or 2 things to get myself into. And you you being an SS is not the end of the world for you, and then we should not see them as children with what is it, that they cannot do anything. Definitely they are special in one way or the other. So give them the chance and give them the opportunity to showcase themselves and also express themselves, and not for us to be stigmatizing them because of what they found themselves into. It's not them that actually brought themselves to the world, but the parents are the one that did that. So we should not put the blame of their parents on them, but rather embrace them and then show them love, care, and keep praying for them that God will work in their life. Let him change their stories from SS to AA.